Hey, so you, oh shoot. Well, whatever. You, whoever of the 5 people that ends up watching this video, you don't actually, know me from any of the other channel content yet. I'm, completely, I'm the new guy, effectively. And what I'm gonna be doing here is just doing an unedited long play of this game called YOMI Hustle, or it's abbreviated that way. And for the sake of simplicity and not murdering myself while I'm also trying to play the game, I'm this video won't serve as a tutorial per se, but I'm gonna oh shoot. This guy's not happy. Well, I'll do my darndest to explain things as they come along. Like, Chuck, right? This is the character selection, and all the lighter characters are the ones that we have available. Unfortunately, sometimes people do that when you don't have a character that they're looking for. I think this is the guy that just decided I wasn't worth it. But, in any case, for right now, I'll just, for simplicity, play, one of the main 5, Ninja. He's not my main, Cowboy is my main. But, if, if I, like, end up feeling like playing Cowboy on recording, I will. I just, he's a little bit more to think about than the other characters. So I just, I just will do somebody else for the other ones. See, there's gonna be a lot of awkward silences in these videos, by design because I don't feel like editing. I really hate editing my own things. Alright, so this summon move is placing down a little guy, and I can, this lobby's actually perfect because it's got infinite timer, but I can change these directions to make him shoot or do little different things. Like this is kunai in this direction, this is kunai in that direction. It's mostly all kunai variants in fairness, but if you do it here down, it does a little slide kick instead. Alright, so what we want to do here, I think, is, wait, no, that's not, see, this is kind of the thing with these. This guy just does nothing, which is, I mean, I don't, you know, you're not necessarily, in the wrong for that, because we're 10 trillion years, like, meters apart, or whatever. Also, the stage is just a black void. That's on me. You would usually see like a little more to the stage, except I turned on a setting that basically, for this one in particular, doesn't show anything. To put it simply, um, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it's, I guess, a bit of the charm. I don't know if it is actually. I'm just guessing. Uh, uh, sorry. Uh, that's stupid. Okay. So what we're doing here, we're turning this off, and since he's only got he's only got 3 frames to respond, and this is 5 frames, that gives him a total of 2 frames, which means he's gotta block this. That is the fastest I've ever explained this thing. It's called a meaty. It's more of a general fighting game term. So you may already know that, but like, I don't care. It's so stupid. This is so stupid. Another thing I'd like to say is that I understand that YOMI Longplays are like really really stupidly boring to watch. I get that. But also, I don't care and I'm having fun. So, let's see how far this gets me and the other buddies associated with this channel that draws in like 12 people a video. We're just doing a grab here because it beats block. Oh, he's not actionable quite yet, but he did, in fairness to him, get out of. Oh, I guess not. Shoot, I did not expect that to work. Well, reap, you reap what you sow. This is it works a little bit different in this game, but this is just how a combo works effectively. Your opponent doesn't get to do anything, and you see all these fancy numbers down here, the blue ones, in order to indicate like how much room you have to basically mess around. I will say that these videos are proving a little bit to be an exercise as to how fast I can explain a Yomi mechanic, which I guess is a plus if I ever want to teach anybody this game. Obviously, there's a little more nuances to it than that, but you know, just like basic stuff. It's effectively just like your goofy goober room, as I like to call it. I have never called it that once, to be clear. I'm phoning it in right now. So, like, he's got one option here. It's called burst. It just does this. The animation is, different sometimes. For the most part, he just used it. I did not lock that in for him. But it took this, blue bar down, which refills, but it takes a bit of time. So what did he do? I think that's a counter, and he doesn't know what it does. So, just based off the vibes, I think I've got a pretty good chance of winning this round. I have no idea what I'm doing with Ninja for the most part. Like I know when to do the obvious stuff because I've been playing this game for like 3,000 hours, but I don't know like all the intricacies and text or whatever. It would be really funny if jump kick worked here. I'm gonna ball. I mean, it didn't not work. Also, these little sparkly effects on my character and the yellow color palette and everything, that isn't how the character normally looks. These are things called styles. It's basically just a really in-depth editor. I get a parry here because I'm as close to this projectile as I can be, and you can see here that it says parryable. Parries give me meter, and they are unpunishable if you're quick enough with them. But for projectiles, to parry them, you just need to get as close as you can to them without also getting hit in the process. And with like melee attacks, it's a little more complicated, but there are basically timing values for every move, which you need to match with your block timing in order to hit. So like here, there's a good chance it might just do it for me, but because this says parry high 3 frames, I need to set this to 3 frames. And if my block height were set to low instead of high, then I wouldn't parry, despite the fact I got the timing right. So, for this move in particular, I guess the timing changes a little bit for, per hit. But not for every character. Right, so this guy is, I suppose, pretty angry, which is unfortunate. But I just hope he doesn't leave, because if he does, then I'll need to find another match, and this video is probably gonna drag, which would be a little bit inoptimal. So, another example of the goofy goober room, as I called it before, I think. Um, this frame advantage is 23, which is pretty substantial. Oh crap, I forgot to explain DI. We'll get to that eventually. Basically, if you know the directional influence from Smash Bros, this is that. I like how I said this video wasn't a tutorial and then immediately made it a tutorial, but whatever. We live with ourselves, okay? So I've got nothing to do here, so I'm just gonna instant cancel out to get all my options back. And, well, I don't actually know what I'm gonna do yet. Let me, look. See, in some ways, these lobby settings are, optimal, and in some ways they are inoptimal. Uh, because these timer settings are infinite. Also, I'm gonna do a little bit of trolling. This is basically the only reason I play the game now, by the way, is just to ruin people's days a little bit more. To be honest, after 3,000 hours, it's basically the only thing that gives me joy anymore. It's a little bit dramatic, but whatever. No, it's not. Alright, so, spacebar would click this button for me, but it's also down here. It's just how you lock in your move. I do appreciate, I said this before, but I do appreciate that this is kind of giving me like an exercise on how to explain these mechanics as quickly as I possibly can. So this is so I really probably shouldn't be antagonizing him to such a level, because I don't want people to rage quit, but you know, whatever. I'm 1 second. No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay. This is, you'll see up here, it's doing a little bit of chip damage after the move is, done. Another example of the frame advantage goofy goober room, I guess, is what I'm calling it now. This is 38 advantage. Um, so I've just basically got a lot of room to figure out my combo or whatever. I really didn't want to make this a tutorial, but I guess that's the way my brain led me. So that's how we're doing this. Stomp doesn't hit here. I can flip things, by the way. I'm sure you noticed that, even if I hadn't used it. It's just a basic UI feature. So I hope that's self-explanatory. Uh, I am yeah, okay, I had to check. I know this video format sucks so bad, but I'm having fun, so who cares? It sucks so much, like, so this is it has invulnerability too, so you can use it to dodge stuff, but the move I just used, backsway, is a bit of it's a stance change of sorts. So this move is palm strike, it's really fast, it comes out in 3 frames, whereas this comes out in 7 frames, so it's slower. Palm strike will usually drop combo, barring some very particular circumstances, and because the prediction it goes green, you can see that he will be actionable on the same turn that I am actionable. When a prediction ghost is yellow, it means that one player, whoever it is actionable before you are, but you will still become actionable in the time that the prediction ghost can show you. Which I don't know how many frames that is exactly, but uh, it's a good few. I hope. I assume. I think. So this is what I did before. I'm just turning off free cancel, which that's a whole nother thing that I can't figure out a really quick way to explain quite right now, but I'll get there if I end up finding a way, I promise. So I'm turning off free cancel in order to make this force a soft block, when had I just done it with the free cancel on, it would have been like a parry mix-up that I could maybe switch out for a guard break or something else, for which he would need to, for, for which he would need to, adjust his block timing. So, block advantage, this is a relatively easy one to respond. This +3 means my moves are 3 frames faster for the next turn, and if I want them to be 3 frames faster again, I would need to do the same move or another one with that same block advantage value. Because currently they are +2. You can see they're just barely. Here, let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see here that it flicks +2. That's nunchucks. This one's that I just did. That's its block advantage value, and so this one has a higher block advantage value than nunchuck. And this is a guard break, which I'll get there eventually, I promise. Honestly, it's kind of optimal for one of these videos to be playing against someone so much more, you know, I guess less experienced. because it just means I get to do whatever I want and it will work. Probably, anyway. It could also not, at which point I'd be screwed, but it also kind of helped me because then I'd get to explain what it's like to be on the other end of the thing that we call combos in this game. But I already explained things for example, the the goofy goober frame advantage. I should just call it frame advantage. I was being silly at the time, and now I feel like I need to uphold it. So here's another thing. If I wanted to, now I'm not sure that they will, but hold on. Let me segue a little bit better. This if they tried to burst right now, I could parry it with the timing of 2, and if it were off, then I wouldn't get a parry. Or I could use burst cancel, which is this one, which uses my burst, but it gives me a burst read for 2 turns at least, if I hold it. If I don't hold it, then it gives me a minimum of 1 turn. If I use it, on, on the turn that I do, but then I don't hold it, and then it, those properties of safety fade away. I think I'm doing pretty good for explaining these mechanics. Actually, the answer to that is no. Also, this is frame disadvantage. This minus is red is bad in this game generally, except when your character's this kind of pinkish color in the predictions. That means nothing. But red is basically the goofy goober frame advantage for the opponent, which means you are unable to move for that amount of I assume they're counted in frames, I'm pretty sure, and it's basically just like the opposite. It goes the opposite way of frame advantage. So burst cancel doesn't work, or he didn't burst, and he did then. I really want to give you a burst read just to kind of show it, but it's not really necessary. It'd just be kind of nice. It's also like really awesome when you do it, cause when your burst isn't filled in a combo, and DI isn't and you've only got DI to work with. It's a whole lot of fun because you basically just get to mess around and mess with your opponent for however long you like, or however long the combo lasts. There are obviously like a few nuances to this. Like there's this wheel here that I'm moving right now. It's called the eye. I don't think I've explained it well enough yet. I might do a bigger, maybe a bigger video on this, on that one. Well, it wouldn't be bigger than this, probably, because it's a long play, but whatever. You get the idea. Ew. 1 second, I messed with something on my desk. See, that's the thing with these, it is because it's unedited. I just have to live with the awkward silences. It's kind of fun, though, in a really awkward, cringe way. I kind of find it fun And this move here, I don't know if I have my mouse tracking on. But this move here, it's the name in green currently. It's called a hustle. All the vanilla hustles for the regular like base game characters, they have hitboxes, but this is those are not what these are for the most part. Like ninjas in particular, and I guess cowboys too. Wait, no, not cowboys. Ninjas in particular is a stance switch. It changes my stance to I think it's called Chuck stance, but for the sake of not laughing whenever I try to say it, 'cause it's a silly name, I'll call it nunchuck stance. Um, and this just gives me a few moves. See this? I'll try to explain one of them. This Chuck Heavy move, it's a multi-hit. It is slightly faster than Nunchuck. It sorry, I'm getting sidetracked in my head. Good God. Um, it is basically just a heavy multi-attack type thing, but it also, if I can do it uninterrupted, let me just show you. I recognize now that given positions of players and things, it won't hit right here. But uh, it gives me a laser beam as long as I've charged it, and it stays for as long as I'm in this stance. Now, it doesn't hit here, but it's really strong, and the projectile that shoots it is unparryable, which ends up meaning that you get knowledge checked, basically, because if your opponent doesn't know or can't see the lasers, then they're going to get sniped. And it's so fun to do that. It's really fun. But because I just exited Chuck Stance, it is no longer available. Nor the lasers nor the basic Chuck move that will also get you in Chuck Stance as well as a hustle. But that's just because I'm in the air right now, and that's not an air move. So I guess because he's out of them, I can segue kind of nicely into doing my darndest to explain free cancels. So free cancels basically mean that you can't, without them, you can't cancel a move before it finishes. And you get two, and you use them every time that you have this little free toggle on. Now, because he has none, he's got to live with his moves unless he uses his super meter, which is why this button is purple, to give him an extra one. Because he has that option, he has upwards of two more free cancels if he wants to spend the meter for it. Um, but I have a sneaking suspicion, honestly, that he doesn't even know about that mechanic. So, yeah, probably not, to be honest. This is a, super. We've got this neat little, UI element over here that shows its, super meter value, which, just got added, so that's nice. But it is effectively, you place little traps on the ground, they're unparryable, and I die here if I try to click it, I think, so I'm just gonna sit. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit. This is, I honestly, store momentum is a I'm really really terrible at using it. I suck so bad at using it properly. But effectively what it does is it you basically if you did like a super dash or something, this move where you've got a whole lot of momentum going, right? And you um sorry, I'm losing my train of thought again. Goodness gracious. And you oh crap. What was oh, basically you store your momentum that you had and uh you know with the I suck so bad at this only. Uh, Basically, effectively, what it is you just store your momentum, and depending on how much momentum you actually had, you can fire it off later in a boost that will be stronger or, not much at all, depending on, like, what move you actually used it on. So, like, let's say I did grappling hook, and I pulled myself, and then I use store momentum in the middle of the pull. If I'm understanding it correctly, that would mean that I have as much momentum as that pull did. Just that. See, I did it. Eventually, I got there. I'm so sorry. See this, he can parry it pretty easily, but I can just guard break. And truth be told, if this guy were bluntly putting it good at the game, you, you can see here that this is let me get there for a convenience sake, 16 frames. Even if I held it, he would he, he would um still have blocked it, even though the timing is actually guessing the 16 frame one. This isn't a lie, by the way. I actually do have like it's a really pitiful flex. Like my life has been wasted on this game. My life my life has been wasted. Like it but like I'm it's really pathetic, honestly. But I'm having fun. So that's all that matters. I hope. If there's like a fun quota or like how much actually important things did you do quota when I get to heaven, I'm gonna cry. See, because he is in so much stun, it does, like last time I used Palm Strike, unlike last time I used Palm Strike, it doesn't, show immediately that he's actionable when I am. Like, I turn green and he's still got a little bit of room here where, I get in action before he does. But that's just 'cause of, like, spacing comparative to, like, before where we were in the corner or whatever. I hope that made sense. but I can place these down, and these are gonna be difficult for him to deal with, because they basically force him to block or dodge, but dodging is unsafe. Actually, oh shoot, you know what? This character doesn't have a dodge, but let me just show you, like, if he blocked. Oh, this is a really bad place to show you. Just trust me that, like, if the opponent did nothing here and they weren't actively getting hit by something, I would be cooked. Trust me on that. If nothing else. But like, I think that's mostly it for like the teaching you the freaking game portion of the video. Which, again, I didn't really want to add, but it's just where my brain took me. So, so I guess there's that now. See, I I understand, and it's somewhat intentional, that this format sucks, and I suck as the person to be recording these videos. I am terrible, you see, but that's kind of it's kind of funny. I'm curious how far this is gonna take me. It'd be funny if my crappy little unedited garbage videos were the first ones to get monetized on the channel. That would, I would laugh so hard. See, no, 'cause he's blocking. I'm not teaching you a new thing here. I'm just expanding upon it. We can basically force him to take our frame advantage. So effectively, the the goal here is to make him take as much frame advantage as is possible. See, we can do this as a sort of like delayed way, 'cause this will give +4. Or I could just do sweep, which is +2. For simplicity's sake right now and not overcome. Oh, he actually could press buttons there. I didn't even think he could press buttons there. Well, as much as I would like to explain how being on the other side of the combo engine in this game is, I don't think I'm gonna get there with this game. And my plan currently is not to do another game in the same recording. I think I might play again, just in a different recording, just so I can have a couple of these backlogged or whatever. But it's just gonna be the one game for this recording, and then I'll maybe put up a second or something. But I think, see, is very little this is very little goofy goober room, because this is only +4, and it is admittedly better than, plus nothing or minus something, but I would not be able to, ooh, he, see, I think God answered my prayers, because I honestly didn't think I would be able to explain to you how the combo stuff worked from the other side of it, but maybe I will. Maybe I will be able to. So this right here, this label, the Paration label, Paration 3 is bad, because it basically means that your I I gotta slow down. Combo scaling is basically just your moves have worse scaling as for as the combo goes on, right? And it goes down from 100, with 100 being the best, and like 20 is as low as this game's scaling will go. Though that doesn't speak for every fighter, obviously. Most things in this game don't speak for every fighter, to be honest. But so this is I already explained this pretty thoroughly, but the frame disadvantage is basically just the Twilight Zone opposite version, what have you, of the Goofy Goober frame advantage, which is one of the easier mechanics to explain. So at least there's that. And DI saved me there. It's That's what this mechanic. If you know the, I'll explain it this way in a way that won't help everybody, but it will help. Admittedly, a probably small percentage of the already small percentage of people that are watching this video. Ew, that sounds gross to say. I don't know. It sounds weird. It sounds like cringe or whatever. Um, if you know, like, the Smash Bros. Mechanic of DI, then you already know what this is, right? But, but for those who don't, I will probably try my best to just, like, get there eventually. Maybe I'll do, like, a 2-minute video explaining how it works. It'll only take a little bit of time, but it's really hard to think about in like the heat of an actual fight. So this is a low parry 13, which means we try to predict that. Or actually, the guard break doesn't work here. It doesn't hit. It doesn't have that range or anything. Can I dash back on it? That would be really cool. I can, just barely. Okay, so I wanted to dash back in order to beat his super he had there, which is a grab, if you couldn't tell. If you're geographically challenged, I figured that would. Or not God, I was thinking of a thing I watched and I was like paraphrasing and whatever. I just deal with my stupidity, please. This is all the videos are ever gonna be, so you may as well learn now, okay? Are we all on the same page when it comes to that? I hope so. See, what I want to do here is flip so that I don't move closer to him, turn off free cancels so I don't need to waste those precious little X-shaped thingies on, like, below my health bar. You'll see them. They've also got a label just above them, so then I don't waste my free cancels on an attack that isn't even intended to hit. Except see, that is what I was gonna do, but then I realized that this modded character in particular has dummy dumb range and can hit me from basically anywhere that isn't in Kansas. So he didn't do that, which means I can now properly show you, since I don't want to waste any of the free cancels. I will turn this off, which obviously gives a frame disadvantage, but that's fine because he's not here to he's not gonna hit me anyway, and I hope not. Oh, we can technically. You know what? We've all. And what I wanted to do in doing that is go into nunchuck stance, which will give me the ability to do chuck heavy, which will give me the ability to set up my laser beam once again. And there's also this cool little move here that I haven't used or shown you yet called substitution. And this whip wave, it's a projectile, whatever. We'll get there when we get there. Maybe in a different video, or maybe here if I get room. So since I again don't want to waste free cancels on the charging of my incredible lasers, my awesome laser powers. See, I'm just gonna, this probably isn't optimal, but if I waited a turn, I would, I would, um, I would be out of chuck stance. So I don't want to do that. This character in particular has what some modded characters do, but no vanilla characters have. It's called an install. It is basically most of the time, honestly, with how the modding stuff is, it's usually just super powerful, like Dragon Ball as transformation into like a win con, if you will. Like you have a much better chance of winning if you end up using this. And I can't punish him for trying it here, but for this character in particular, I really don't want to bother to explain all this, but I guess I will, just 'cause like it wouldn't make sense if I didn't. For this character in particular, you notice that he has, or I guess 'cause it's two, they have a stance switch thing. Okay, he just left the game. I'm just gonna. Okay, so impromptu. That is that is the game. That is it. And because I have health advantage, and because he left the game, I have won. Yay! We achieved victory. I had no idea that was gonna happen right then, but I guess there's the game. There's yeah, that's that, I guess. So actually, did that autosave? I wanna show you something something really quick. I can I can pull up anything to do this, but this is a replays tab. And if you go into the replays tab, assuming it doesn't crash, you can see all the moves played out in what? Alright, so this is a thing that doesn't really matter at all anymore. Like, I have these characters. I do have these characters. Actually, I will do myself a favor and click this little button here. And this is the replays that I have had through this. And this seems like a slightly older one, but whatever. These are, it's not the game I just played, but basically what replays are is all your turns played out over the entire game. in real time, and it's like this cool, really fast-paced uh, stick figure fight thing of a it's just kind of cool looking is all that is. It's pretty easy to understand, so honestly, there's really no excuse for me having taken this long in order to explain it. But whatever, I don't care enough. It's like, why? Why should I care? um, and just 'cause I would like to pad out a few extra minutes. Let me just, sure, I will show you around the options and such. Mostly this part. These two parts. Hotkeys. I haven't actually, used these because I play this game with my mouse and keyboard only. I don't need any of this extra stuff at all, really. And then we got personalization, at which you can just change your color and such. And I don't really want to mess with this, cause I like my color to be blunt, and I don't want to have to try to get it back after recording. But basically, this hue slider just changes the color and the saturation, changes the saturation up or down depending on which way you move it, obviously. But I guess that's about that. So I doubt anybody actually watches this through, but if you do, I hope you had fun.